Hey, it's me, Nalthazar, and welcome to another Magic the Gathering Puzzle Quest video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the new Mythic exclusive that's in the vault, Shivan Devastator. So, let's get into it. I am once again going about the making of a video a little bit differently. I figure that you can see the image of the Shivan Devastator on the side of the screen, and you can see how much it costs to buy it and what you get with it on the other side of the screen. So I might as well just spend the time showing you gameplay and talking about the card, and then going over just basically what it is that I'm doing in the games. So if you like this format for the video, for exclusives and for cards, please let me know. I'm doing some tinkering right now, so hopefully it comes out well. So the first deck that you see here is going to be a Dominaria deck, just so that you can understand a little bit of what's going on in the background. And this deck is actually built around the Shivan Devastator. So the idea is just for me to fetch as many Shivan Devastators as I can. I'm running Rocco Cabaretti, I'm running Shivan Devastator, and then I'm just trying to build up to Dominaria's second. Now, Shivan Devastator is a very interesting exclusive card. It's an 8 mana, 1/1 Dragon Hydra. It has flying and haste, and it has the level up mechanic. So while this card is in your hand, when you match 3 or more red gems, then you're going to increase this card's level by 2. And then when this creature enters the battlefield, it gets +X+X, where X is equal to the card's level. So in short, the more red matches that you make before playing your first copy of Shivan Devastator, the stronger that the Shivan Devastator is going to be. And for that matter, the stronger that all of your other Shivan Devastators are going to be as well. So you'll see in the background gameplay right now, I have a fully charged Shivan Devastator in my hand. However, I have it disabled in my hand because I want it to level up more before I actually cast it. So right now you can see it at level 7, and I'm looking to get it closer to level 10. So somewhere between 9 and 10, so that it's coming out as a 10/10. Now, an interesting thing about the Devastator is that the first one that comes onto the battlefield is the only one whose level actually matters. So let's say that you play your first Shivan Devastator and it's a level 1. Then Shivan Devastator is going to, or level 0, right? It's going to come out as a 1/1 and it will stay as a 1/1. And every other copy that you make, no matter how much you level those other copies up, is only going to increase the power toughness of the Devastator by 1. Meaning that if you really want to maximize the potential of this card, what you want to do is get that first one boosted for its level, and then you can just play all subsequent copies of it immediately and see that they all get their boost. So you see that my first one came down for 10, and then the others came down for 20 and 30. And so that's why I have 3 of the Devastators down for 30 power in the background gameplay. I've found that with my testing, level 9 to level 11 is a pretty reasonable level to try and aim for getting your Devastator to. And so, as I say, this first match is a deck that is built around the Devastator, and the second match is going to be a deck where I did not build around the Devastator. So it's just to give you an idea of how reliant is this card on you building around it. Now, as you can imagine, you want to make sure that if you are building around this card, you have ample red conversion, because you need to make as many red matches as you can. And so there are a few obvious planeswalkers, apart from Dominaria, that you can pair to make this card shine. The first of those is actually the new Jaya, because her first ability converts gems to red, and she has a sky-high red mana bonus. So she's a really good pairing for the Shivan Devastator. And then the other one would be Koth, because Koth, once again, has that same sky-high red mana bonus, but the first ability of Koth is going to destroy non-red gems, which is ultimately going to make it so that you make red matches. So my second match, you'll see, I'm actually going to be using new Jaya. I've been really enjoying playing with her. And here you're going to see another interesting interaction. Rocco is currently broken in that it's giving full mana to my Devastators, but that's just fine. It means that I'm going to get 60 power of haste here on the battlefield and swing and kill my opponent and move on to the second match. For the second match, you'll see that I am running Jaya, and I am up against the all-terrifying Dakon. Now, while I'm playing this, I want to go over some strengths and weaknesses of the card as well. So as you can imagine, one of the primary weaknesses for Shivan Devastator is that it takes some time to get out, because you do need to make those red matches. And then also, if your opponent kills the thing, then you have to spend more time for the subsequent copies to ultimately get another one out and get real power from the card. However, the strength of this card is that it's an 8 mana that effectively very easily becomes an 8 mana for a 10/10 haste. And so once you've got that first copy down, then as you get more and more copies of it, you're getting a very easy to cast 10/10 or higher dragon with haste, which is going to immediately hit your opponent, and it's going to end games really quickly once you've got it going. So I actually really like this card. I wasn't expecting to like this exclusive as much as I do, but I think it's a really neat card in terms of how A, it's been designed for the game, and then just B, how it plays. It feels strong. It's not a meta card, so it's definitely not a card that you absolutely need for your collection, and you're going to be like, oh, if I didn't get this, did I miss out on something? Kind of like when Velomachus was back in the vault, and that just sort of redefined what a strong creature was like. However, if you do ultimately choose to pick up the card, I think that there's going to be a lot of decks that you can throw it in and have a lot of fun with. So this deck is a fairly standard Jaya deck, just for how I feel about Jaya, right? It's running Meeting of the Five with 2 charms and then the Ziatora's Envoy. And so the idea with this one is just to draw as many cards, get a Pyromancer's Goggle down, try and get as many of the converters down, try and get as many copies of Meeting of the Five going, and as many copies of the Shivan Devastator going. And then the other really fun thing is that with, I think it's the Maestro's Charm, the one that draws you cards and gives them Outcast, you're going to often have 8 red gems on the battlefield with a deck like this. And so if you wind up drawing any Shivan Devastators with the Charm, they just wind up dropping right down on the battlefield. So you can get some really free haste damage in on your opponent, which is really, really nice. So as you can see on the side of the screen right now, the Shivan Devastator bundle is $20. And so I've always felt that a lot of the in-game purchases in this game are really expensive because, you know, you're spending $20 for a card or for a planeswalker / character, right? And so is it going to redefine the game for you? No, it's not. So if you're just like a casual player or a casual spender, then I would not get this card for $20. However, if you're a person who makes in-app purchases and the $20 sticker tag is really not a big deal to you, then I think that this one is one of the more fun exclusives that I've played with recently. That is to say, it's fun and it's strong, but it's not like busted strong. So it's not going to redefine your collection or anything like that, right? So please do not misunderstand me with that, right? Yeah, so cool, yeah. So for this last bit, I'm just going to go ahead, go over the gameplay, what's generally happening. This wound up being a really, really cool match. Of all of my matches that I played with the Devastator, this was by far my favorite match. I thought it went down really, really well. So here you'll see that I actually have 2 Devastators in my hand, but really I just need to power one of them up. I've got a 5 match on the bottom for red. And so I want to level up my Devastator just a little bit more here. So I make that 5 match of red. And now here I'm going to use my first ability. I'm hoping to get a red match. So I'm going to take a Meeting of the Five. And I don't get a red match, but I have a red match as an option. And so I actually choose not to take the red match, although you'll see that I'm spending some time here because I was really considering it. But I can actually make the loyalty match into white, into black on the top to get 2 activations of Pyromancer's Goggles. And so with those 2 activations of Pyromancer's Goggles, I was hoping to get a Meeting of the Five out of it. And so while I didn't get that, I did get a Riveteer's Charm with 2 more of the dragons, and that's actually going to be enough to kill Dekon. So that's really it for the video. I had a lot of fun making this one, a lot more fun than I thought I would. So it's a really cool card. Once again, not a must pick up, but if you do, it's definitely fun. It's definitely strong. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.